Hello, I am student Maya Rubin, and today I'm going to be performing lab number 8 or skill set number 8, and that is preparing capsules. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go over the materials that I'm supposed to have. So I have my mortar and pestle here. I have my weight boats here. I have a total of 3. I have my spatula, my alcohol prep pads. I have my caffeine powder, ergotamine powder, and my API base powder as well. I also have my vial here, my 11-gram vial, my empty capsules, a total of 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, perfect 10. I have my weighing scale here. And I also have my labels as well as the patient prescription. Okay, so, and also can't forget my gloves, my natural gloves, okay? And my compounding record for later. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is wash my hands. Okay, so let's go ahead and head over to the sink. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my water with a paper towel and make sure it's lukewarm. Okay, that's good. I'm going to make sure I keep away from the sink, my clothes away from the sink. I'm going to wet my hands and apply my soap. My brush underneath my nails. I'm going to rinse my hands pointing down. Okay, I'm going to shake my hands with a paper towel and a blotting motion. Pat my hands dry. Fingers. Okay, and then I'm going to turn my water off using another paper towel. I like to do this, add a little bit of hand sanitizer before I don on my gloves. And allow that to air dry. Okay, we're going to go ahead and head over back to our compounding area. Okay, so now we have on our gloves. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have the right measurements, okay? So for this ingredient, we're preparing for our patient Samuel Urban, okay? And we're going to be preparing an ergotamine caffeine tablet compound here, and we're going to be preparing these into capsules for a 30-day supply, and we're going to be compounding 10 capsules. We're going to be giving him 10 capsules, okay? All right, so for our measurements here, we have to make sure that we do the right measurements for each ingredient. So the first one that we have here is our ergotamine powder. We're going to need 1 gram, and how we get to that calculation is we have 100 milliliters, and we times that, we multiply that by 1,000, equaling 0.1 gram, times 10, because of 10 capsules, and that equals 1 gram. So we're going to be using 1 gram of that. And then we also have here our caffeine powder is going to be the same, 100 milliliters times 1,000, equaling 0.1 grams, times 10 for 10 capsules equals 1 gram of caffeine powder. And then we have our sim-based powder, and that's going to be a total of 5.4 grams used. The way that we get to that is that the total weight of our capsules, we want it to be 7.4 grams. And so what we do is we combine the 1 gram from the engotamine powder and then 1 gram from the caffeine powder, combining those two, that's a total of 2 grams. So 2 grams, so 7.4 grams minus 2 grams equals 5.4 grams. So we're going to be using 5.4 grams of the sim-based powder. Okay, and so the maximum allowance for the engotamine powder is 1.4 grams, and the minimum is 0.9 grams. And then for the caffeine, the maximum and minimum is the same. Maximum 1.4 grams, minimum 0.9 grams. And then for the sim base, our maximum is 5.94 grams, and our minimum is 4.86 grams. 4.86 grams. Okay, and then for the total combination of our powder, where our goal is to get to 7.4 grams, but we have an allowance of our maximum allowance is 8.14 grams, and then our minimum is 7.4 grams. Okay. I'm sorry, our minimum is 6.66 grams, but our goal is 7.4 grams. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do here is I just want to go ahead and just weigh those capsules by themselves first. So I'm going to, before I do that though, I'm going to clean off my materials with my alcohol prep pads. So I'm going to clean off my scale here. Okay, I'm going to clean my tray, my weight tray. I'm going to set these aside to air dry. I'm going to clean my mortar and pestle. Get another alcohol prep pad here. I'm going to clean my other weight trays. Okay, so now that I wiped down all my ingredients and allowed them to air dry, I'm going to turn on my scale here. And I'm going to place my weighting boat on there, press T for tar until that says 0. And I'm going to take it off and then put it back on. Make sure we're at 0. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my capsules, my 10 capsules in there so we can just get the weight of those first. Okay, 3.7 grams by itself. Okay. Put those back in here. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to be weighing, I'm gonna put my weight boat here, and then I'm gonna press T for tar. Then I'm gonna take it off and put it back on to make sure it says 0, and it is saying 0. Okay. So I'm gonna do first is put my API powder. So for this, let's remember that our goal is going to be our goal for our API powder is 5.4 grams. Okay. Okay, we're at 2. I'll jump to 3. Okay. We're at 5.17 grams. We are past our minimum. Now we're going to go a little bit slower till we get to our 5.4. Okay, so we're at 5.42. So we are at our goal. Let me just show you here. 5.42. Okay, so now I'm going to put this aside. So before I do that, I'm going to put my weight boat on here and press T for tar and take it off, put it back on, make sure that says 0, and it does. Okay, I cleaned off my spatula. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm going to take my prep pad and clean off my spatula from that API powder. I'm going to take my caffeine powder here, and the goal is 1 gram. Okay, we're at 0.97. So we are at our minimum. We're gonna get to our goal here. Okay, we are exactly at 1 gram. So let me show you that for the caffeine powder. One gram for the caffeine powder. Okay, so we're putting the caffeine powder here and popping the lid back on. Okay, so I'm going to clean off my spatula of the caffeine powder. Allow that to air dry here. I'm going to press T, put my next weight boat on there, and press T again, making sure it says 0. I'm going to get that off. And it says 0. Okay, so now I'm going to do our ergotamine powder, and the same 1 gram. Okay, we're at 1.09. So we are within our appropriate margins. Well, actually 1.07, I'm sorry. Let me show that. .07 grams. Okay. So now I'm going to put that right there and turn off my scale and put it to the side. We will be needing it later. Okay, so now that we have conducted that, I'm going to put my paper down here. So now I'm going to take my mortar and pestle, and what we're going to be doing this, because the API powder is our base, we're going to be adding 1/2 to that using the trituration method. So I'm going to apply 1/2 of my base in here. Okay, I'm going to take 1/3 of my caffeine powder and put that in there. You never want to add just all of the powders all at the same time. I'm going to take my ergotamine powder and apply 1/3 as well. Okay, and then I'm going to mix that together in a circular motion and crush that all together. Okay, I'm going to add the other half of my base powder now. I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, then I'm going to add another 1/3 of my caffeine powder. Okay, and another 1/3 of my ergotamine powder. Gonna mix that up in a circular motion. Okay, I'm gonna do another bit of caffeine powder. I'm gonna add the rest of it now. And put that boat aside. I'm gonna add the rest of the ergotamine powder. And put that boat aside. And mix it up. Making sure that all the powders are mixed together. Okay. I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to empty it out onto my paper. Now that it's all mixed up, I'll empty it all out onto my paper here. Okay, now that I have done that, I'm going to get out my capsules. Okay, so now that it's mixed up, I'm going to perform the punch method. So I have my empty capsule here. I'm just going to punch that in there. Okay, I punched it into the capsule. And I'm going to apply the cap. And put that to the side on a empty, clean waiting paper. I'm going to do the next one. Uh-oh. Okay. Then apply the cap and put that aside. Okay, we got the next one. We'll do the same thing. Okay. I'm going to apply the cap onto that one. 3 down, 7 more to go. Okay, look at the cap. A little slippery. There you go. Okay, we're going to put the cap on. Okay. Next one. We'll make sure we have our caps already open. Okay. Next one here. I'm applying the punch method. Okay. Apply our cap. Easy breezy beautiful. Next one. Okay. Apply the other top of the capsule here. Okay. We're gonna make sure these are nice and full at the top as well. Making our powder into kind of like a hill, so it'll be easier to get that powder in that capsule. Making sure we have a top ready for us. I'm going to do the next one. And just put that in there. Okay, making sure we have our next top ready for us here. I'm going to do the next one. Punching it in there. Applying our top. And setting it off to the side. Let's get our next one here. This one had two tops. Okay. Let's move this into a hill. And punch that in there. Okay. Apply our cap. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 done. And we're gonna do one more. Let's see, let me count that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, we sure do have 9. That went by fast. Okay, so we have our last one here for a total of 10 capsules. Scoop that over there. Uh-oh, man down. Man down again. Okay. Alright, and put the top on her. Okay, so now that we did that, now all of our 10 capsules are filled and completed. Okay, so we're going to grab our other materials and pop the rest of these into its case here and put it to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over. Just going to fold this gently here. I'm going to, now that I have my capsules here, and move this over to the side. Okay.